Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to draw a room in 1-point perspective. I realized the other videos were not very accessible, and so I'm going to go ahead and take you through the steps. I'll have a series of videos so that you can refer back to them and draw along with me as you need to access, I guess, different steps. So we'll start out with the structure of our room. First of all, you need a straight edge or a ruler, so make sure that you have something that you can use. Perspective drawing is all about creating the illusion of depth on a two-dimensional picture plane. We've already used value, and so now we're going to use perspective to help us make things look three-dimensional and look like they have depth and space. You did a little bit of that in your practice work before spring break, and now we're going to really get into that here with your room drawings. The other thing, so definitely make sure you have a ruler. Make sure you have some sort of pencil because you'll be doing a lot of erasing, so that will be pretty important. We're going to start out with the structure of the room. So we need to start with that horizon line. We are going to draw a horizon line. I would say draw it a little bit above the center. And when you do the horizon line or any other horizontal line, you want to make sure it aligns with the top and the bottom of your page. So that means it shouldn't be at an angle like this to your page. It should be as close to parallel as possible. One thing to know is that you can turn your paper tall or wide. It doesn't really make a difference, but if you turn it wide, you're going to have more space for furniture, and that's obviously a requirement for this project. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the horizon line. Now the horizon line, the vanishing point are always together. So the second thing I'm going to do is place my vanishing point, and I'm going to do that right in the center, just because it gives me an equal distribution on either side of my room. If I wanted to put my vanishing point over here, I could, and then I would have a bigger left wall. Or if I put it over here, I'd have a bigger right wall. That can be an interesting drawing, but sometimes it can be frustrating when you're just learning how to draw in perspective. So I'm going to keep it in the center. Now I'm going to draw the back wall of my room. The back wall is just going to be a rectangle, and it's going to go around the vanishing point. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you may want to draw the back wall rectangle down a little lower on the horizon line if you are a taller person. Your horizon line is your point of view. So if you were to draw a line straight from the center of your eyes and it intersects with the back wall, this is letting us know what angle you're coming from when you're viewing the room. Are you standing up? Are you sitting down? Are you short? Are you tall? And so this can make the difference in how your space appears. So I'm going to pretend I'm a little taller, and I'm going to make this rectangle. By the way, I'm using vertical lines that are parallel with the sides of the page. So again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I'm watching my ruler on the page, making sure that it has vertical angles or that it's pretty close to parallel. You can like measure if you want, but most, I would say, there are some people that do that. Most people just kind of eyeball it. And so again, my goal here is to have lines that are parallel with the top and bottom or the left and right of my paper, depending upon what part of my shape I am drawing. There we go. So now I have a rectangle for my back wall. You could draw it a little bigger if you want. Just keep in mind, if you draw the rectangle bigger, you're going to have less space for drawing your furniture on your walls. So now I'm going to go ahead and draw what's called orthogonal lines. In 1-point perspective, there's 3 types of lines that you will use, and only 3 types of lines. So you will use horizontal lines. Those are lines that are completely horizontal to the top of your page, your horizon line, and then anywhere else that you have other horizontal lines. They should be all parallel or the same. You're going to have vertical lines. Those are lines that are all vertical and parallel to each other. So that means that none of them are like this, none of them are like this. They're all completely vertical to the parallel to the edge of the page and any other verticals that you draw. And last, you will have orthogonal lines. And the orthogonal lines recede to the vanishing point or converge at the vanishing point. So that means they're all going to connect here at this vanishing point. If you have any other angles you're drawing, angles this direction, anything that is not one of those 3, horizontal, vertical, or orthogonal, then something is wrong. It means your perspective is off and it's going to look wrong in the end. So you'll want to correct it and figure out which of the types of lines you should have used. So now I'm going to place my pencil on the vanishing point because it creates a pivot for me with the ruler. And then my goal here, what I'm doing is I am trying to create divisions between the floor, the walls, and the ceiling. And I'm going to do that by, again, starting with my vanishing point, then connecting my vanishing point to the corners of the room. So I'm going to connect it with the corners of the room. Then I'm going to draw a line from the corner out to the edge of the page, just like this. I am not connecting the corners of my page. I'm also not trying to make my room look symmetrical. That means that the same angle that happened here is going to happen here. Not what I'm doing. Instead, I'm going to do this for all 4 corners of my back wall. I'm going to place my pencil, put it against my vanishing point, align it with the corner of the back wall, and draw a line. I'm going to do it again here. Vanishing point, corner of the back wall, draw the line to the edge of the page. Vanishing point, corner of the back wall, draw my line to the edge of the page. Now you're probably starting to see the 3-dimensional spaces showing up. I no longer need my horizon line. It's telling me my line of view. So I can erase that and get rid of it. Remember, it's better to draw lighter if at all possible. Squeaky table here. This table needs to be refinished. Just choosing not to do it until my kids are a little bit older. All right, so now what I have is a room in 1-point perspective. I have created the dimensions of my space. This would be my floor. This would be a wall. This would be a wall. And this would be a ceiling. Go on to part 2 to learn about how to begin drawing within your space and layering and building on top of the structure that you have created.